With the cost of living on the rise and the temperatures reducing, I bet just like me, you're looking for ways to save money on your energy bills this year and to make them less of a burden. It feels like every month the bills are just getting higher and higher and we're cuddling under blankets as we get into the colder months. Fear not, I've got lots of tips and tricks in this video to help you stay cozy and warm without spending too much money on your heating. I'm going to be talking through some tricks that you may well not have considered and some ways to reduce your energy bills this winter. By the end of this video, you will be coming away with some practical ideas and tips to take into your day-to-day life. So grab a cuppa and get cozy as we explore lots of energy saving and energy efficient ways to help you with the cost of living crisis and the rising bills this winter. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Lara. If you're new here, I would love to have you here as a subscriber. I share loads of videos all about how to live your best life on a budget, how to save money on things, how to make money on things, and just how to save on all of the little things so that you can spend on the big things in life like holidays and homes and all of that. So I'd love to have you here as a subscriber to my channel. I'm so excited to bring in this video because I know, just like me, I'm looking for loads of ways to make my home more energy efficient. And I'm really proud to be partnering with Ivie. They are a free energy saving app, and they also have an additional product called the Ivie Bud. And I'm going to be sharing lots of information about how this is a fantastic way to be more energy efficient in your home and to save money on your bills. I will be talking a bit more about them further into the video, but there are links in the description bar and a very special offer for you as well. And I'm going to be sharing how the Ivie app, which is free, can really help you with your energy efficiency and reducing your bills, as well as the Ivie Bud too. Okay, so into the tips then. Grab yourself a pen and paper. I would love to know your tips as well in the comments, because I know my audience do read the comments and you guys can help each other out as well, which is really nice. So the first tip I would say is just to make sure you've sealed any leaks or any heat escapes. We found one in our under bathroom cupboard in the sink, under the sink, and I was brushing my teeth, and where it suddenly got colder, the wind was like whistling through. It was really, really cold. So that's something that could be all around your house, whether it be doors, whether it be windows, the attic. There's lots of ways that heat can be escaping. So just do a little check over when it's cold, when it's windy perhaps. That's a really good time to do it. Listen for any wind that you can hear coming through, and also feel it as well with your hands. Go around and feel the windows. And there are lots of things that you can do for draft exclusion. So whether it's just a little bit of foam that you can put over it that you can buy from Amazon, I'll leave all of my links in the description bar for the things that we use, or even just like put a sock into the hole if there's like a big hole with a pipe and you just don't need quite so much air to filter through. So this is one thing that you can do tonight. It's windy at the moment where I'm filming, and you can go around and do these little checks. The next one is thermostat management. Now you can get different types of thermostat, and it really does pay to invest here because you can actually get them to come on in different rooms. You can have it digital, so you can do it on your phone. So for example, if you're away and you forgot to turn the heating off, you can turn it off through your phone, or you can put it on if you're just coming back and you've not had it on all day. There are two schools of thought here, where one is maybe you just keep it on for really, really low. When we had a heat engineer come out last winter because our boiler broke because it was so cold, the pipe that the condensation goes out of the house had frozen, and it then stopped the boiler from working. And he explained actually it's best just to keep it on low at 16 degrees. Now, this may not be something that you would want to do, but it is worth considering to have your heating on low, especially if you live in a potentially more modern house which has underfloor heating. To heat that up from scratch costs a lot of money, whereas just to keep it on a moderate 16 degrees all the time is a better way of doing it energy efficient wise. So just think about what works best in your home, and installing thermostats within each room can actually pay dividends in the long run. And of course, lowering your thermostat by just 1 degree can make a huge difference as well. So yes, it may well be colder, but to lower it just down by 1 degree probably isn't gonna make a huge amount of difference, but it will impact the cost that you're paying. As I just mentioned, getting a heat engineer in is actually really beneficial when it comes to servicing your boiler. They can make sure that it's running to its full efficiency. When we had the pipe that froze, he came in, and I don't know what he's done to our boiler, but the water coming out is so hot that actually you can then mix it with cold, and it just seems like the I'll get onto it because we can track it with our Ivie app, but I'm not paying any more money to heat the water, but it's so much more efficient. So paying something like £60 a year to get your boiler serviced actually can really be beneficial for a long-term cost of how much you're paying for heating water. In line with this, regular maintenance to keep all the filters clear and things like this can really help make sure that as I said, your boiler is running efficiently, but just also you're not going to get any extra repairs needed because something's broken because it wasn't maintained. One of the ways to significantly reduce your energy costs is to actually understand where you're using energy and where know the data basically. And that, my friends, is where the Ivie app and the Ivie Bud come in. Now, before I get into this tip, I want to ask you, do you know what your smart meter is? Because I, for one, had an education when I started working with Ivie. It is not, in fact, that little screen on the side of your kitchen, which likely was provided to you by your energy supplier that came with the household. It's not that. It's the one in the cupboard that actually has a few little digital or analog numbers on it, and it then connects to the IHD, which is the in-home display. Now, for me, that was an education. Let me know in the comments, did you know what a smart meter was? Is it just me? We'll share a little bit of footage of what the two look like here. With the Ivie app, you can connect it to your smart meter and it will collect data from your energy consumption and your usage and then give you personalized tips and insights on how to use less energy. The Ivie energy saving app accurately pinpoints where you're using the most energy, so you can use that to your advantage to reduce energy consumption and of course your carbon footprint. So previously you may not have known which energy categories are spiking consumption. Not just that, and this is the bit about the app that I really truly love because it's so interactive and engaging. Not can you use this information to reduce your energy consumption, but you can actually get rewarded for doing so. So because it gives you predictions of how much energy you're going to be using, if you actually can put into practice some of the key things that they will guide you on within the app and reduce your energy consumption, you can get rewarded for this and it's really fun. You can get points for doing that and then you can turn those into tickets to be put forward to win Amazon vouchers, and you can do that each time you earn any tickets into like a draw. There are fun little sort of challenges within the app as well, where it might say turn the heating down by 1 degree or check your freezer temperature or check for drafts, and then with that you're going to be getting points to then put into draws to win Amazon vouchers. So literally getting potentially paid to reduce your energy consumption. It's like a double win. So this is the Ivie Bud, and this is like the next generation of in-home display units. And using the two together is where the magic really happens. To see your live electricity data within the Ivie app, you simply link the Ivie Bud energy display to your app account. This will enable you to see your real-time electricity usage wherever you are, all from the comfort of your mobile phone. And it's really easy to install because it connects wirelessly, and it's just literally plug and play. You pop it on the side and it's ready to go. And unlike normal IHDs, in-home displays, you can actually take it with you when you move house. So it's perfect for renters, and it just means you can kind of set yourself a budget and track your daily spending and make sure you have ideas and tips to keep you on your budget. You can use the Ivie app without the Ivie Bud. So if you just want to get a free thing from this video, something that's going to help you with reducing your energy costs, go grab the Ivie app. It's available on Google Play Store and the Apple Store as well. Links are for you below, as I said. Basically, as long as you have a smart meter in the cupboard, then you can use the Ivie app. And the good news is that using the data that Ivie have produced, they have shown that the Ivie app can reduce energy consumption by 18% by using this app, which is free. To me, it's a no-brainer. So I really do hope that that does help you reduce your energy costs this winter and beyond. Hi, sorry to interrupt. Future Lara here. Just wanted to add to this messaging because it was too good not to share it, that Ivie has just finished conducting their most recent research, and yes, customers are still saving 18% on their electricity. However, for gas, the figures are now 24%, which is obviously a huge saving. Almost a quarter has now been reduced. So I really wanted just to add that. Now back to current Lara. So as I said, I have got an offer for you. I always make sure that when I'm partnering with a brand, I do get something for you guys as well. And I truly do believe that the free Ivie app can help you reduce your energy bills. But if you would like to get the additional product and buy the Ivie bud, they are offering my audience an 18% discount to go in line with that 18% savings on your monthly bills for you to pick up the Ivie bud. As I said, I'll leave the links for you in the description bar. I would love to know if you've ever used the Ivie app or the Ivie bud and how you get on with it. For me, I think it's really fun, really like just interactive, and it keeps you engaged. And what I love is that the children love it too. So we look on there and we say, oh, we've got 100 tickets to get into the next Amazon draw. Let's do another task or another challenge to get the next amount of tickets. So yeah, it's really fun, really engaging, and of course it's free to use. I've just tried to move a little bit because the sun is coming in to ruin the video. So next tip is to use energy efficient shower heads. We all love a waterfall shower, but how much water do they use? So much more than normal shower heads. So if you can potentially, you know, you may well be lucky enough to have more than one bathroom, more than one shower. Potentially you have one as like your Sunday best. You use that infrequently, but you use the energy efficient one more often. Obviously, not many people have got 2 showers, but if you do just have the one, think about downgrading if you do have a waterfall shower, because they can honestly use so much water, and also using the power showers use so much water as well. So just think about how much water you're using when you're having a shower, and actually could you reduce that consumption. Of course, this goes in line with baths. I'm not really a bath person. I like them as a treat. But, you know, if you're having a bath a day, that is a lot of water to be using and wasting energy heating it as well. Of course, your curtains and blinds. This is one area we do need to invest in because we're losing a lot of heat through our windows in our bedroom where we don't have curtains. So we have blinds, but if we were to get blackout blinds or heat insulation blinds or curtains, sorry, that's going to save so much money. So look around, look to see whether you can maybe install some curtains if you've got a window that's letting a lot of air out. And also in line with this, make sure you're not drawing the curtains until the heat of the day has fully gone, because as you can see, the sun is like blaring through this room. It's heating the room up. We have the windows in the other room, the bifolds. That is so much warmth coming through to the room that if it's a cold winter's day, but it's sunny, that's going to be really heating the room. So keep your windows, your blinds open in the sunshine, and then go get those closed and use blackout curtains or energy absorbing curtains to keep that heat in the room when the sun does go down. Now the next one is about water heating. As I said, we had this pipe go wrong, but it actually alerted us to the fact that we were losing a lot of heat through the exposed pipe. So he suggested using just foam, it's like special foam pipe cladding sort of thing, like a nice warm blanket, and that's going to really keep the heat in the boiler, and the heat that the boiler's using to heat the water is going to be maintained and not wasted out through not having this nice cozy blanket around it. The same with your hot water tank. Make sure that they're insulated around it safely so that you're keeping all of that energy that you're paying to use to heat inside. I've spoken about this one before as well, but lowering the heat of your boiler just by a couple of degrees to keep it within the safe regulated amount. There is a safety amount that it has to be, so make sure you're staying within that, but just to turn down the boiler temperature can really help save you cost as well. Look into government schemes when it comes to things like free cavity wall insulation. It's a really good initiative from the government. You may well be eligible for a discounted program, or potentially getting it free to get that cavity wall insulation, or just to get some sort of energy efficient insulation or something like that. So do look into that for your area and your home and your income and your household to make sure you're getting that if you are applicable for it. Is that the word? And explore energy tariffs. So different companies do different tariffs. If you can get onto a energy efficient tariff where they charge you less for using energy at nighttime, so for example, you could put your washing machine on at nighttime, any task that you need doing that costs a lot of money like laundry, then use that, but make sure you're getting that energy tariff from your supplier if you can. The next one is costly, but it can in the long run, if you're staying in your home for years to come, is to maybe install energy efficient solar panels. Obviously, as I said, it is costly, but it could actually save you lots of money in the long run. Do an energy audit. This is fantastic to do with the Ivie app because you can see exactly which energy categories are spiking your consumption, but just go around, make sure you're not spending money on things that you're not using. Like I said, heating. Make sure what you're actually spending your money on is going to be something that's benefiting you. Just do an audit, and like I said, with the drafts and things like that, sometimes it just pays. We're coming into winter now. Make sure your radiators don't need bleeding. Make sure you can cover things if they're letting heat out. Just these little things, like a little mini audit as we're coming into winter, can really help. Teaching our kids and our young adults about energy consumption can really help, and actually it's great for the planet as well. Get them doing this for their homes. Teach them about how to turn lights off, how to not keep the television on, how to reduce the time that they spend in the shower, maybe have a shower instead of a bath. There's lots of ways that we can help behavioural changes that can actually help reduce energy costs, and it's great to teach children for their future too. Joining community support groups can really actually help. If you're on your own and you're maybe an older person, look to connect with your community and your local area. They might be finding that their energy bills are huge as well. Is there anything you can do to maybe help each other out, cook each other a meal a week so that you're reducing the cost of when you are cooking? Just something like that. There are Facebook groups out there that can really bring a community together during the winter months. Cooking efficiently can really help. Obviously, we've mentioned that ovens that are old can actually cost lots of money, but how about making sure you're just putting a lid on a pot when it's boiling? Something that simple can reduce how much energy you're gonna need. Maybe cooking meals once a week and putting it in the freezer so you don't need to fire up the oven every time. Or, when you're making a cup of tea, put that water into a flask, or only boil the water that you need, so that if you had it in a flask, you can use it throughout the day. Just little tweaks like this, like when you are cooking, think, can I put anything in the oven now I'm gonna need later in the week? Or does this need to go in an oven? Or do we need an air fryer? Because I can't be without my air fryer. I use it every single day. I'll link our one in the description bar. But there's lots of little tweaks that we can make here as we're making food. And if kids are coming in late at night and they're cooking something, could you cook it for them before they get home and then they just heat it up in the microwave, which is gonna cost less money? There's lots of different tips here, and I've done whole videos on how to reduce the cost of cooking foods on my channel, so look out for those ones. But yeah, it's just those like behavioral changes and little tweaks that we can make. With all of this, remember that knowledge is power. So using the information that you can gain from this video, and also from knowing your energy spikes and your consumption, and using that data, for example, with the Ivie app, can help you massively save energy and fuel costs. Now, this is my favorite one, purely because I'm always cold and I love to be cozy, is to heat the person, not the house. We spoke about this last year, but it's so important. For example, I'm in the living room, we sit in here potentially in the evening and watch telly. Do I need the other rooms downstairs to be heated? No, I don't. So I make sure I have my heated blanket on. I think it was about £35 to buy. Again, I'll link it for you below. It means I don't have to heat the rest of the house. I just heat the person. This is great if you live on your own as well, because you don't need to be heating all of the rest of the house up. Even upstairs in your bedroom, you could just put the heated blanket on before you go to bed and not need to heat the whole room up. So just think of these little things as like a reminder. If you knew already to heat the person, not the house, I did speak about it last year, just use this as a reminder of that. The next one is to invest in energy saving devices. So being much more energy efficient is something that maybe you will need to buy a new laundry machine or something like that, but over time this can really help lower the cost of things. If you're running an oven that is super old, guaranteed it's not going to be as energy efficient as a newer one. So if you can afford to invest, can really help you in the long run of how much it's going to cost you to run them. I have to beat the sun because it's reflecting on me. I really hope this video has been helpful. Let us know in the comments how you save money on your energy bills, and do subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this. As I said, the Ivie links are in the description for you, and that 18% off the Ivie bud too. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this has been helpful, and I'll catch you in my next video. Take care. Bye.